So guys, I am so welcoming you being here back at my QUOTEX channel. I am just in a rush making lots of the videos. There's lots of content if I'm being honest. And there's actually lots of info that I want to provide. And today's strategy is not so typical. I haven't used that before as far as I remember. And it's gonna be with the bulls and the bear's power. And this is kind of nice indicators just to trade in. So we're gonna test it and we're gonna try it. Let's go. So we just started today and I'm actually kind of looking for the opportunity just to show this strategy because it's a little bit unusual just because these two indicators are the kind of pair indicators. They're indicators that are actually based on some common basis, some common principle. And here's the currency pairs with the biggest payout that I just chose. And here's going to be 30 seconds candle as usual. And we prefer that, you know that. And here's going to be the first indicator. It's going to be the bear's power. And the second one, you may actually just predict itself. It's gonna be the bull's power for us. And actually with the bull's power, it's quite simple. If the chart are getting just below zero, we are expecting it's gonna be the downward movement. And if the chart is getting upward and upward than the zero level, it's getting upward. And here you may see actually with this period and with this chart, these two lines are just simply repeating what we are actually seeing on the chart. So here we're gonna play in some combination, and never mind that these two indicators are quite opposite. And in theory, just on the practice, you may see how it's gonna be working for us, and it's quite nice and simple strategy, in that. So we start with the first bet. And also what I want to tell you more about these indicators, especially the bull's power, and I like it most. You can find more info about this indicator because it's actually quite more frequently used indicator. What I want to tell you, I just forgot what I want to tell you about the bull's power because I was making my bet. I want to tell you actually the thing that this pulse power is perfectly working for predicting for some, changes in the future. And there's not so many indicators actually that play just on that basis. And let's see how it's going to be. You may already see that it's quite perfectly working. And what about the indicators? The bear's power and the bull's power just showing us that we are getting upward. And we just played on that, and we are so about to have it as a result. Yep, and again, just check how these two charts are actually looking alike and how it's looking alike together with the chart that we are seeing. So the first bet, the first profit, and I guess with this strategy is gonna be easier and nice in that case. So let's check what we have here. I just made my bet, just made it, without anything, just, checking. Maybe it's not going to be this downward movement, but I want to tell you that. So if you are expecting, because in some cases when they tell you it works in opposition, so sometimes you need, just to think, okay, if it's going like that way, I'm going to get another way, but it doesn't work like that. And anyway, here we may see the bull's power. What I actually want to show you, that the bull's power is just upper, it's just about the zero, but we are checking the tendency. And here it's going to be the loss. I am just promising to you that it's going to be the loss. And I'm just recently to add some situations like that just to show you that actually some tiny hint may not be enough just to make it as a profit. And here you might already seen that anyway, in the bull's power and the bear's power, just showing us it's getting a little bit flat, and it's not, so obvious downward movement. But anyway, you just need to detect the whole tendency. And in that case, there was no actually way that it's going to be so upward movement because these lines showing us that the whole tendency of that chart, that movement, we getting downward. So we are not expecting so drastic, upper, just like, jumping. No. So that's why we got it as lost in that case. So let's not make it as a loss anymore again. And here's, so the bounce power is so flat, but it's actually just at the 0 level. But the burst power just giving us some hints that we are just a little bit getting more upward. So let's wait to the result and discuss was it actually correct or not. And just right here, so here we actually were thinking about the burst power, and we just got it. But in that case, when it's so flat, you know that all these lines are getting more and more like flat in situations where all the candles are too small, the volatility is too high, and if you are just escaping of the situation of the high risk, this is not the entry point. So just switch to the next currency pair and find the perfectly perfect situation. So let's make a few more bets, but I think it's quite obvious and quite visible with this strategy what we are actually seeing here. So we made it a downward bet, and again, even if this tiny, the end of the lines of the indicator may in some case showing us there is some little, candle, a little change, we are here detecting the tendencies. And what I want to tell you about the burst power, in some cases, there's, showing us just the high chances of getting downward. And in that case, it is just showing us that it's high chances of getting downward. So let's wait how it's gonna be. So there's nothing else, just to skip it up, and we may wait to the results. And and just see how the bounce power changed. So it was the tiny moment when the candles were just a little bit, tricking us. But anyway, the whole chart are getting downward. The whole tendencies, this averages of the prices of the buyers and the selling points are just showing us we are getting downward, and we are just right on that. So for sure, I'm gonna make this one as the last one. So I made this for a downward movement, and I want you just to check, by yourself all the indicators. And after we got this result, we're gonna talk. Why is that? And I want you just to think, what was my motivation to make it like that? Let's wait. So just right here, in some cases, bounce power with the right period on the right situation and right charts are so, so efficient, so enough indicator just for this place. And we got it as a profit. And you may see how the burst and the bounce power just changed and what happened to the chart. But anyway, we are just, the end of this line detecting the last candles, but the whole line, and the whole chart are showing us the whole tendencies. But in that case, you need to find just simple situations when these tendencies are quite visible, because you may see with the high volatility situations, it's not that easy, and you may not just be right in time. So, and I am repeating that, please remember, just lots of things are for the, seeking the moment, just seeing the chart and just being sure that the indicator works just right here, because the moment, this stage of the market is suitable for that exact strategy. So this is done for the day. Be done. So we're done, and as I told you, here is the simple, nice strategy, but it also requires just to seek to some right moments to enter. And I want you to be just in touch. I want to give more comments. I want to text. You text me, and all the links, below this video or in my bio, and I'm waiting for it. This is quite important for me because I am producing as hard as I can by now, lots of content, and I'm trying to be constant here with my signals and stuff. So, and if you don't know about the signals, I am giving free signals also like on a daily basis, and you can check it out in my Telegram too. But anyway, stay tuned. We're gonna get for some more, and I'm gonna show you more videos, more strategies. Keep it here.